afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the See, I started with I was on my phone. Jesus, I'm such a stupid bad host. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We're sorry we didn't show up last week. To be honest, I think I was mentally exhausted, and it's a lesson that you can't take on too much. Yeah, I was smacking. Yes, but you know, we're back in the house. Ethan isn't here again. He had some stuff to do, but Tenny, our producer, Jay, the camera guy, and of course, Wole Ojo. See, if we have another season of this show and there's no applause, we'll have a conversation. Because you have to praise it. It's my fault. Oh, God, they don't have money. Oh, I've seen the bio. All right. Wole, thanks for coming through.
Not a problem.
Alpha, what's
it's good. We did.
Yeah, looking fresh.
Fresh. Now the masking. We're in
character. Is what do you call that? Packaging.
The packaging.
No, what package?
No, we do funky fire now. Call it masking.
Masking. Oh, shit. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming through.
Not a problem. You're welcome.
So, guys, we've done 12 episodes. This is episode number 12. And it's been fun learning. So today, we're just going to glaze over, not really anything that we've talked about, but just talk about the industry in general. And then Wole is here to help me. We're gonna have these conversations, real talk conversations, especially how it relates to him as an actor. For those of us already, I mean, we know who Wole is. Wole, we went to school together.
Yeah, we did.
I was your senior. Are you mad?
Technically not. You were an evening student.
No, I was a regular. Yes. No, I was regular. 4 years.
You were evening.
No, 4 years.
Oh, okay, then it was.
Hey, no, nonsense. Respect me, nigga. Today's episode is not sponsored by Absolute Vodka, but because we're celebrating. Well, okay, he said I shouldn't say it outside. Please, I have my. No, just one.
I'm not.
He has declined.
I'm not in the mood for now.
Yeah, for now. And Tenny says she doesn't drink spirits
anymore.
Please, I don't drink. All my church people, I don't drink spirits. This is water.
Anymore.
It's really water.
It's water.
It's water. It's a mask.
It's a mask. It's not spirit. I'm just pretending. So this is to celebrate, but I'm not gonna have it now. We'll have it probably at the end of the show. So I'm just keep it right here to celebrate episode 12. So what's happening is we're preparing for another season. Tenny says that we should re-strategize
and repackage.
That's it.
Or remask.
Mask it. Oh Jesus. Anyway, but as we normally do, we always talk about stuff that happened over the past week or past 2 weeks. First things first.
Wait. I tend to do something anytime I have headphones. I'm yelling. I hope I'm not doing.
No, you're not yelling. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we good. Let's go.
So I watched Gemini Man yesterday.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. And people said they're like the I know I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but everybody says like the rate, what they call it now, the reviews were bad. Oh, it was a bad movie. It's going to bomb, and it was a very cool movie. I think people don't like Will Smith.
I wouldn't say they don't like Will Smith.
When last did you watch it? Or when last did you? It was it was a good Will Smith movie. Even Aladdin was like, tell the truth. That's Concussion.
No, for Concussion, that one has there's a performance tilt to it.
So it was all right.
It wasn't all right.
It wasn't all right.
Not to me.
It wasn't all right.
It wasn't.
Tell the truth.
I didn't like his performance because I listened to the doctor.
The Nigerian guy.
The Nigerian guy sounded more like a Nigerian who was trying to do an American accent. Will Smith was doing it the other way around, an American trying to force a Nigerian accent.
They don't know how to get a Nigerian accent. Like even this show, I've not watched it, but I've seen parts of it. Bob, yes,
no, I haven't seen
it. Like the girl talks like she's Kenyan. Like
it almost as if
she used to live in Nigeria.
I don't know. Okay, this is really personal. It's almost as if when it comes to trying to get the Nigerian accent, they don't really care. We just look for a general African accent. And so sorry, I take that piece. So Willie, I love you. You're one of my favorite.
Yeah,
but
Concussion,
nah.
I feel like it's what we do. Like when people say they want to have an American accent, there's a standard American accent,
okay, yeah.
But there's a southern accent, there's a northern. Do you understand? But everybody's just like, hey man, how you doing? That side.
So but the truth is, but you don't really have a standard African accent. You don't.
But to be honest, we have like there's no Nigerian accent. Like we are plenty. There's Nigerian accent with an accent. So there's like how we're talking like, hey, then
I
there's
agree.
Nigerian accent like, "Dad, you dey mad? What's wrong with you?" Do you understand?
I agree, but with concussion, the character was Igbo.
Yeah, true.
The character was Igbo, and it was the Igbo guy trying. When you listen to the doctor, you can tell he's Igbo, but he has the American thing going on and all. So Will didn't do that.
All right. Anyway, Haba Macaulay is out. Came out last week Friday. I know you see this episode probably on Wednesday, and there's been a little issue. Some people are having issues with the film, and I'm going to call. I should call out this film.
Not with the film.
No. Sorry. They don't have issues with the film, but they have issues with people who are showing the film.
The films.
Somebody had this message on Twitter, so it's not like I'm calling out anybody. It's on Twitter. You can go and read it for yourself if you like. So this is from. It's from my guy. Wole Banger. I don't know if you're going to watch this episode, but yeah, you know. So he says he tweeted, "Old habits die hard," and there's a screen grab of somebody who sent a message and said, "I'm at the Palms Mall till was just about to pay. It doesn't know how to spell till. But anyway, was just about to pay for my tickets to see the Herbert Macaulay affair. Not Walter, the person that sent the message. Was just about to pay for my tickets to see the Herbert Macaulay affair, but got told by the salesperson and manager that the screen is having issues. They asked me to see another movie instead, and I declined. I've asked the other attendants, and they're unaware the screen is faulty. They say others have been viewing prior to now." Wow. Palms, man, what's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Wow.
Like, yo, my cousin, everybody's cousin, has released this great movie, and I think, like, you know, let the guy see it. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy theory behind it. I'm just saying that.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Same thing when I went to watch Ojuko Koro.
They did the same thing.
They said I should watch Ojuko. That Ojuko Koro stop shop.
Yeah, but is there another Nigerian movie?
Yeah, it happened with Coming From Insanity. I featured in Coming From Insanity.
I heard that movie is mad. Man.
Yeah, it was mad. Gabriel Falayan did an amazing job, and we had complaints. I had people reach me personally. They reached the producers, and they had the complaint of going to see the movie and you get the same story. It's not those people, but not with the screen this time around. What they were told was that. The timing was wrong, and the person who reached me said the timing was wrong. What you saw online is not what is being shown. And like, okay, so why do you have the wrong information online? So there was just stories here and there, and
I think there's a group called the Cinema Exhibitors of something. I can't remember what it's called. It's like CEAN. I really can't remember. I think that they need to do a better job of actually paying secret visits to these places to find out
what's going on.
These things are real, because again, I ain't saying that y'all trying to do some shit. But
we're not. But
if a nigga want to watch a movie, let him watch the movie. Anyway,
besides that, to add to that, I think if we have great movie. Great is very relative. If we have movies coming out from
great.
Yeah, from this side that we think will do well, for instance, about Macaulay, you can tell by the look and feel. Everybody would want to see that. Coming From Insanity, the likes Mojukoro. I think there should be a deliberate attempt to even make that movie do well as against going the other way, because we want to see real films. We want to see films shot well, do well. That will encourage the investors to invest in those kinds of things.
Take me back to Wole. Yeah, both. When you were in school, I felt like pushing you around. I can't.
Oh, go please!
Like Wole was skinny. Like there's one old picture. I think it's on Instagram. Like, hey, Wole, Kemi, Sheon, you guys look like sticks. Now, if I don't push you now, you slap me, I'll die. This gym life, I need this gym life.
For us in front of the camera, you have to pay attention to the mask.
It's all right. Okay, so so he has this very nice bio. I'm gonna read it to you guys. Adewale Bolaji Ojo short, which is the one we know him by, which is Wole Ojo, which is a stage name, was born in 1984, 6th of June. Me, I'm still your senior. 6 feet 2. Do you know? I don't even know how tall I am. It's shameful.
I think James is taller than me.
Am I taller than you? So I'm past 6, because I keep telling people 5'9".
No, you don't. You're not taller than me. Is he taller than me? No, he's not.
Are you sure?
No, you're not.
Are you sure?
No, you're not.
Anyway, so BA Theatre Arts, yes, like I said, he was my junior. University of Lagos, Akoka, 2010. Lives in Lagos. Winner of Amsterdam Motor Box Office reality TV show. I remember that. Nominee Most Promising Act, AMA 2010. Winner Best Students. Now, wow. Peak Awards 2019. They win things. Nominee Best Actor AMBC 2015. I remember that. Nominee Best Actor NMA 2015. Nominee Best Supporting Actor Zafa 2015. Winner Best Actor Zafa 2000. That's like, nigga, motherfucker, give me that award. Are you mad? The TV shows has been on is Everyday People Want Love, Tales of Eve, Tenso, 2 for 7, Fun Time, Kitty Vision. Get the fuck out of here. On Kitty Vision 101.
Yes, I was on Kitty Vision 101 for 6 years.
Wow.
I was a chaladi.
It is time for
you probably used to watch me that time. Like,
Damn. Okay, One Big Family, Havila, Special Crimes Unit, sorry, Last Giddy Cops, and many more. Short films is done. Brave, When Fishes Drown, Fix It, and more. The movies is done. The Child, Mommy, Coming from Insanity, Silver Spoon, Beyond Blood, Red Obsession, The Hostage, Out of Luck. I've watched Out of Luck. Aging Gracefully, Bachelors, Beneath Her Veil, and many more. The stage plays.
So many more.
Nah,
So many
the stage plays we've done. Oh yeah, Red is Freedom Road, Alafin Kana, and more. Unfortunately, me and Wole have never worked together. Why is that? Why is it that you don't want to work with me?
I don't know.
You know, fuck you, nigga.
I don't know.
Where's your agent? But yeah, I've never worked with you.
Oh, but that's true. And we schooled together. Like,
Imagine.
Come on.
That's not right. But I know Wole is an amazing actor, and
Thank you.
You've been in this thing since we were in school. Like I've been. Yeah, I just been following you. You, Sheung, he and Sheung were inseparable. You guys still cool?
Yeah, but still, that's my best friend. That's my
bestos of life.
That's
Anyway,
my
you see, Sheung was night, Wole was day, every time. Anyway, so tell us about your career and some difficulties you faced in Nollywood. And this is like real talk. Like, like what we try to do here is like, let's tell the truth. Let's, because I feel like with Instagram and all these things, everybody paints this picture that, we're all having fun, we're all rich and famous.
I think I love the fact that you mentioned Instagram, because I was planning to do something. Okay, to start with, Wole Ojo, I'm not very social media friendly.
Yeah.
Like, I think I post because I almost have to post, because yes, it's part of what we do. Social media has become part and parcel of the profession right now, and so yes, so there's been a lot of talk from talent about how this is just a complete aside.
No.
We'll come back to the question. But I've been looking forward to the opportunity to address this, and I was planning to do like a live, what do you call it now?
Live Instagram
thingy, which I've never done
I don't
before.
know. It's not live.
Yeah, I think it's Insta live video. I've never done it before, but I was planning on doing it to address this. So since we're doing this here, I'll seize this opportunity. Now, there's been a lot of talk by talents that people get cast for a show or for a movie now, depending on how many followers or following you have, how popular you are, real talent is not this, real talent is not being appreciated and all. Okay, now, I like to pride myself as a very serious-minded actor and one who's disciplined, who likes to research, blah, 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 all that mumbo-jumbo, which is good. Which is one of the reasons why I went to school to learn my skills, because I started acting way before uni. I started acting professionally. I did 9, but I still felt the need to, train, which I'm still doing. I'm still going to school here and there, doing that, getting that program done and all. With that said, this is a message to my colleagues, to the actors out there who feel some certain type of way when the so-called popular faces are getting the roles. I think for every profession, with time, the only constant thing is change. Evolution will take place. Yeah. There is always the business side to every business, to every field, venture, or whatever you want to call it. The way doctors attend to patients 10 years ago is not the same way. It's different. So if a doctor from 10 years ago refuses to morph or evolve, and some doctors now start getting all the attention, you can't complain. That is on you. Now, I am not justifying being fake or just going all out for I just want to be popular. I just want to be popular. No, you have skill. First of all, you think you have skill because having skill and getting that verification that you have skill is relative. There are people who still think Denzel Washington is not talented enough. There are people
who is that?
Yes, there are people. Yeah. There are people who still think Will Smith is not talented enough. There are people who still think Meryl Streep is not talented enough. So it is always relative. So where you think, say, yes, I am the best actor, I've got this talent, I can sing, I can dance, I can act, I can do all that. There's still some people that will look at you and be like, I don't care. That I don't think you're that great, and I think this person is great. So with that said, if you have all this skill, you believe in yourself, which is very important. It's very important to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself that, okay, I have this skill. Then you do a brain check on your environment, on your industry, your field, and see, okay, who are the people getting picked? Why are they getting picked? Okay, they do this, they are this flashy, they are that flashy. I'm not saying you should be fake, but know the needs required to push your career forward and do the needful, because a producer wants to produce a show. Let's be honest. You're putting 20 to 30, 40, 50 million, 10, 5 million. You want to make that money back. And how do you make money back? Numbers is key. So by default, a producer who wants an actor with 1 million following than the actor with 10,000 following. Not saying the actor with 1 million following is more talented, but that is from the producing angle and the marketing angle. So you as the actor that you feel you have all this talent in the world and you have 10,000 following, what are you doing to prop your number, to increase your fan base, so that for the producer it's a double win and say, oh my God, Tenny is a talented actor and Tenny has 1 million following.
Tenny doesn't have 1 million followers.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Do you understand?
You got what, like?
So that's it. So
5K.
Yes,
Wow.
I relate with the actors out there complaining about not getting the jobs because they're giving all this.
I feel you because I always use like Will Smith as an example. Like 2 years ago, or is it a year ago, that nigga just woke up in the morning and is like, you know what? Because he said something. He was like that. They had always told him that as an actor you need to be scarce, so that when they see you in a movie. So if you do like one movie, you do another movie 5 years after, everybody's like, oh my God, then they want to rush you. But now the way that people are consuming content every day is changing. So everybody's on social media every day. So if you're being scarce, people will forget about you.
Totally.
Yeah, so what he did was, he went on social media.
He just went crazy.
And now he's doing stuff. Now the guy has even gone crazy. He's doing vlogs. He's doing all that stuff. And now he's even becoming a bigger... So whether his movie flops, it doesn't flop, he has a social media fan base.
He was even ushered into TikTok. I saw a video. He literally was ushered into TikTok, where they got the guy with the most following, or most, I don't know how TikTok works, I'm not on TikTok, the most whatever on TikTok. The guy literally introduced Will Smith from another social media platform into TikTok and blah. And
that guy has like the best social media team, man.
So you as a brand, as an artist, you have to work on that side. Good on your skills, become better, improve your acting, do all the needful, but also understand that it's a business. So work on that side. Now, if this human being is getting naked or causing a fight or doing whatever to get popular, you do not necessarily need to do that. Come up with your own unique way, your own strategy. Do you want to do spoken words? Do you want to rap? Do you want to do monologues? Do you want to... So many things you can do to get people going, oh, wow, look at that person. And if you get all the followings and the producer looks at you and be like, oh, yeah, that's talent. And that's the number.
Okay, cool. So back to... We segued. So how difficult has it been for you? I mean, you've actually mentioned one part of it, which is basically you talked about how, I mean, you're not on social media, so I'm guessing that...
I am on social media.
No, as in you're not you're not on social media regularly.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that some of the difficulties that you're facing is that somebody's just looking at you and be like, well, he doesn't have followers on Instagram, please let me go and meet. How many followers does he have? Let's check.
I try small. I don't get plenty followers like that, but I just
a ladies guy now. What are we talking about?
No, it's not. Funny enough, it's not that much compared to...
You get those DMs.
Don't we all? even if even if you're not an actor, you get
108,000.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, God damn it. Hey, I'm not doing bad. Anyway.
Oh no, but you see, for Okay, now I don't know.
Why are you with Lota?
What I-
I'm going to call Lota. That's rubbish. Lota is like my 5th wife.
She's
I'm
your
not-
5th
she's
wife.
I say lie, you. I'm just joking. Anyway,
That's by
difficult.
G. Yeah. The thing is, even with that number, 108k followers, there's some people that will still look at you like, for Wole, you should be doing better. Yeah. So yeah, it's very relative. It's part of what I need to start working on. Like there needs to be that deliberate attempt to entertain your fans, to win over new ones and all that. Yeah, new. So yeah, it's part of the. See, people do not want to acknowledge that it is now part of the business.
It's part of the
It
business.
is.
That's why it's called show business.
Yes, it is part of the business. So if you neglect it, it will just leave you. It will. So it is part of the business.
Anyway, what do you think about Nollywood in general? Like, coming from... yeah, because, you see the thing, I always tell people, Nollywood actually did start in 1992. The film industry, there's two things. There's Nigerian film industry, and then there's Nollywood. Nigerian film industry, I mean, there's Herbert Ogunde, all these guys.
Yeah.
There was an era, it ended, and then Nollywood was some guy trying to sell off tapes, and the first film that he did was Living in Bondage. By the way, the sequel is coming out this November.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's looking dope already.
But what do you think of Nollywood in general? Like, how are we doing? And again, because you are a part of Nollywood, like, how does it affect you? Like, how is it in general, and then how does it affect you? Are we doing good? Are we doing bad? Should we just shut this thing down once and for all and just start doing?
See, I'm doing this because the question is. Okay, the question is
free.
so I'm just going to talk. Nollywood is doing bad and it's doing well.
All right.
It's not straightforward. Some departments are improving, some departments are suffering.
Yeah.
And I was saying something earlier before we started, I dare say every field, every industry sort of like shows, is a reflection of the society, the economic status of the society you're in. Nigeria is in a state of catastrophe right now. We know that Nigeria is, it's
fucked up.
Is messed up, like. Yeah, well, we're poverty capital of the world now. Is that what they say? Yeah, that's what they say.
That's it.
Yeah, so it is. It reflects in Nollywood. With that said, there are several angles that has improved. The filming techniques. People are seeing reasons to educate themselves, get better. We've improved our storytelling. We have better jobs. There are places that we've improved. But the marketing, we're not there yet. Distribution. I was going to say getting the product out there, which is with distribution.
Marketing and distribution.
Yeah, marketing and distribution. We're not there yet. We're still learning. We're still improving. But I think with that angle, that's not my field. Yeah, that's not my area of specialization in Nollywood. But I think there's a deliberate attempt to improve that, and I think I will suggest partnership will help. With people who have been there, done that. What's the English? Sorry, it's been a while I graduated, so no verbs. Yeah, I've been changed as a big the international connect. You understand?
But I feel like every time I have to educate, my passion is, and I don't know if I should say it here, but my passion is really about distribution. I feel like one of the things that I've tried to do is to strike a balance between the creative side of me and then there's a business.
And the business.
I'm learning a lot.
Very important.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot of business.
Yeah, people out there, note that. Strike a balance. You have to. I woke up to that reality late.
Yeah.
Yes, I was one of the
Creative. I
creative.
find it
Let's
balance
go,
with business, yeah.
dude. Let's do this. You want to act, you want to get better part, and then you get all the applause. Oh, Wole, you're such a deep actor. The director once told me one time that anytime he has a strong role, that's when he thinks of me. I was like, oh, that's a good compliment. But guess what? Then put food on my table, man. No. So yeah.
Yeah, so I feel
you have to
like
strike a balance.
I feel like, one of the greatest problem is, people keep saying, oh, we don't have the numbers in terms of screens. Currently, for those of us who don't know, we have about 140 something screens. When I say screens, I don't mean cinemas. I mean
Yeah,
like
screens.
actual screens that people watch.
Yeah.
And it could be a lot more.
The people are even.
Let me even shock you.
There's even word out there that more screens are coming up. People are building.
But it's super capital intensive. Let me shock you about something that I saw recently. I hope I can find it quickly so I'm not wasting too much time. There you are. Did they delete it? Sorry, hold on. It was a very interesting. They deleted it. Why did they delete it? What the hell?
You should have munched it.
No, funny thing is, it was about how many cinemas. Oh, fucking shit. I'm sorry I'm cussing. I'm not sorry I'm cussing. Jesus Christ, I cuss all the time. So it was a. Oh, fucking shit. Can't believe. Anyway, moving on.
It's the one cursing.
It's here. Sorry, it wasn't even a picture. So I'm going to read something to you. Number of cinema screens in some certain parts of the world. So in Paris, there are 1,107. In Los Angeles, which is not even America, like it's one place in America is 1,073. In London, there are 911. In Istanbul, there are 704. In Seoul, there are 571. In Sydney, there are 377. In New York City, there are 374. In Tokyo, there are 321. Right? Please note, some of these places are like states.
Yeah.
In Toronto, there are 297. In Bogota, I don't know where this is, 275. In Rome, there are 221. In Warsaw, there are 139. In Stockholm, there are 140. In Lisbon, there are 70. In Helsinki, there are 42. In Lagos, there are 54.
Lagos 54.
So, for me, I've always been like, so I have 143 screens in Nigeria. Great stuff. We want to open more screens. It's capital intensive. People are investing, no doubt.
Yeah.
But people are investing sometimes in figures that they're not very confident in, but they're investing the money.
Yeah.
And I keep telling myself, okay, so why not get more screens? But not get more screens in terms of investing to create more screens. There are already existing screens across Africa.
I agree.
So expand.
The movie Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was premiered in over 10,000 screens worldwide. Over 10,000.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer when people do. I'm doing an American release. I'm doing a domestic release, and I have a worldwide release. Then they finish doing worldwide release. Then they will now go to China. Like, do you understand my point? But anyway, moving on. So I hear you. I hear that. I know that distribution is one of the biggest, problems and everything. But don't you feel like that's? How do you feel about it? Because it's one of those issues that is beyond, in quotes, is beyond your power to solve, but it trickles down and it affects you.
Yeah, I was coming to that. I said that the question is really big. Nollywood. So that said, that's a part that is we can see the attempts to improve it. But we just need to keep pushing. Then the part that really I'm going to touch more on is the welfare of the personnel in the industry. It's horrible. Yeah. Forget what you see now. I will say this categorically, straight, no mincing words. This for everybody out there. You're thinking of coming into Nollywood and all that. It is not as lucrative as you think. No, it's not as lucrative as you think. Yeah. What it can do for you is, give you a platform to get what you want to get, to push another front. You have a business doing, it gives you a certain leverage. People see you and, think the best of you and want to give you a certain opportunity. But the funds that comes from Nollywood itself, don't misquote me, you can earn a living from Nollywood, but just a few. You have to get into, let's say Nollywood is this big. The paint circle is this tiny. Now you have to do a lot, to get into that circle. Now before you get into,
let me because there's something I want to ask.
Yeah,
it's a question here to continue as we continue to say no.
Yeah,
but it's a question.
Okay.
The question is that I'm just going to movie hop.
Yeah.
So this pain circle.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are cabals and there are sects like SECTS in the industry? Because why is it that some people are not getting it, but there's a set, there's a norm, is it just it's a circle, so you can work your way to the circle, or what?
It's always two angles. It's always two
They'll
angles.
call you for work. It's okay.
No. It's always two angles. Okay, this is what I like to say. When people talk about cabals, people talk about, sex and all that. I always say it's fine. Let me explain why. Subconsciously, James, you have a circle. Tenny has a circle. Subconsciously, I have a circle. You do. You don't know.
I have a circle of friends.
It's natural. It's only natural that when you write a script or when you're producing, there are some names that comes to your head first before you now say, okay, you know what? This person doesn't fit. This person doesn't fit. I'll get this person. Or you now make a conscious attempt to say, okay, I've worked with Tenny as my leading female actress for this and this and
So
blah.
what
I'm just saying. Do you understand?
Am I not working with you now?
So if you check Spielberg, if you check Michael Bay, if you check the big directors, Spike Lee, the list goes on and on. There are names across their career. If you count 5 or 10 movies that they've made, you will see these names in 4 or 5. It's only natural. Why? Maybe they're comfortable working with that person, their friends, their relatives, they've schooled together, the pay is right, they work. There are different reasons. So subconsciously, across your career, you find yourself working with a certain amount of people, not because you're trying to segregate or trying to pull away, but you're comfortable working with these people. And people address this issue when it comes to producers working with certain amount of actors. Nobody cries foul when a producer works with the same makeup artist costumer for 50 jobs. It's okay.
But I can explain that.
Do you understand? No, I'm just saying. I'm just
No,
saying.
I hear you.
Nobody says if you work with the same makeup artist for 50 jobs, nobody complains that is a cabal. But a producer works with Adesua for 3 jobs. Oh my God, he's in love with Adesua, and that is a clique, and that is a cabal. It is okay. The producer is probably comfortable working with Adesua, working with Ivy, or working with Shewo.
Okay. So here's the thing. I agree with you. I agree with you to an extent, even though this is not a debate, but I agree with you. So here's the thing. With crew members, because I've done it before. So I've done 3 TV shows for a certain cable company. Yeah. And I've practically somehow worked with majority of the same crew member for the same period of time. I've added new people.
Yes, I've
added new people for time. But the reason why I do that again, as you said, is because so as we've kept going, I have built a certain system and a certain way that we work. They know that this is how I work. It's easier.
Beautiful. It's easier for you to say,
thank you, do this, do that.
Agreed.
Now, but with actors, it's quite different. So I'll give you an example. Somebody said to me recently, because I'll give you an example with Effa, who is a very good friend of mine. And so Effa was on Ajoche, and then he's also on this new show that I'm doing. And then somebody was like, Effa is your guy, you always put him in work. Unfortunately, what people don't know is that I don't know if I should say this. That's not TV. Unfortunately, Effa being on the show was not I wouldn't say the details, but for me, it wasn't He's my guy. It was a different story entirely. But it happened and it happened. And actually, I've never worked with Tenny before, but she's...
And Tenny's your G. Tenny's family to you.
Tenny's he's my G. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if I have another job next week, I will give it to her. My point is, if she fits the role, and I think she's a wonderful actor, and I'm not saying this because you're here, so just get out. I think she's a wonderful actor, and if she's a terrible actor. And if the role, if the thing that I'm doing fits the role that I would choose. I've tried to cast you in something before. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was even at George, but I didn't even know what happened. But no. I didn't tell you. Don't worry.
Okay.
You didn't know about it. I'm just saying it now.
Yeah.
So we had options,
Yeah.
you know, and I was like, this guy. But those options were not my choice to make.
Yeah,
A couple of
yeah.
other choices to make, and then like moving on. So, but my thing is, but I hear you when you say, there's some producers that keep working with the same set of people. More so in business, like
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain producers and I don't want to, if I start talking now they'll come and miss me, but certain people that money flows within themselves and they try as much as possible to sabotage other people for that. So
that is why I said it's in two ways. I've not come to the second one. I was just speaking of the first one, that some producers might just be comfortable and
working
say,
with this
okay,
set of
I'm working
people.
with this set of people. Okay, you know what? I worked with Ivy Okujaye on this job. She was fantastic as an actor. She came on time.
I
Blah
miss
blah blah.
Ivy,
And
by
we
the way.
bought,
I don't know
yeah,
what-
yeah, and we
jeez.
bought. Oh, she's working a lot. She's working. She's
Okay.
doing a lot. A couple of her jobs will come
Will
out.
come out.
There's one that's coming out pretty soon. I also worked on it. What's the title? It's a movie around. They're telling the story of the sickle cell.
Okay.
Yeah, so she played lead
I
in
love
that
that
one.
girl.
Yeah, she's a beautiful
That's
actor.
not
Don't worry, watch the film.
You want to spoil it
You
for
want
us?
to spoil it. So yeah, you work with her and you see, okay, that's a fantastic person, and you want to do it again. So when you get a script that she fits, or that you feel, okay, you know what, Evie, you've done this for me, and I think you have the ability to test this role, go the other way. It's okay. It's not a cabal. You're just comfortable working with that person.
yeah.
But of course, there's always the exception. There's always the other way. Some people have built a cabal, and it's their business. It's okay. Whether or not it is healthy, time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell, because such systems will not stand the test of
last,
time.
they can't last.
It won't last. So what I always say to everybody, coming or whatever, you do your bit. Keep honing your skills. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you need to do. And when I mean this circle, when I mean this is Nollywood, this is the pain circle, I'm not talking about the cabal circle. I'm talking about the circle of you really working hard. You get the numbers, you get the following, your talent is proven, and you get there, and it's like the entire system begins to work for you.
Right.
Yeah, so you work out together. Now, in getting to that circle, before you get there, it takes some people really short. Like they get there in like 6 months, 1 year, and you be like, oh my goodness, I've been at this for like 20 years. It takes some people 20 years. It took Denzel I can't remember the number. I think I was saying 10, 15 years before he got his big break. Is that Denzel or Samuel L. Jackson? One of the two
Some
of them.
guys,
Yeah. So it takes, and for some people,
Morgan Freeman got his first big role, I think it was in the 60s.
and Will Smith got his big break with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he was like 17, 18.
Yeah,
I can't remember. So yeah, it's different for different strokes,
different folks.
Yeah. So
Okay, final question. Even though you've answered it in bits and pieces, but it's more about solutions. So you've mentioned, we talked about acting. You talked about, you've mentioned some things in producing. You mentioned that, we're not, people who are coming in, it's not as luxurious as you see. It's not as, whatever. But what are the things, when you look at Nollywood, what are the things that you think we can change to make things better? Like, if you were to have a conversation with a producer, an actor, like what are the things you can say, guy, if you did this like this,
we need to be better humans.
better humans? That's like okay.
No, we need to be, like I would say, it's a reflection of the economy, the society you're in. Nigeria is only where it is today because of the people in it. Nobody wants to look out for the other person. Everybody wants to look out for themselves, and it's okay to look out for yourself, but there's a point you start looking out for just you alone, and you do it in a detrimental form. It starts affecting people negatively. We suffer that in Nollywood. There needs to be a deliberate attempt to improve the other person's life. Now, this is not a dig at James, but people like James are on this table because he's a producer. So this is a general
They've come for me on my own podcast.
a general arrow at producers. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is it. You look at the industry, and you can see that the people it may seem, maybe they are wearing a mask too, that seems to be getting ahead producers. In the last 10 years, you can pinpoint producers that have moved from where they used to live before to a better place. This kind of car to this car. From renting equipment to owning equipment. From renting location buses to owning several buses, to owning office buildings, to the whole works. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you can literally see the producers. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy being a producer. They do all the work. They think of the project, get the finances, and they deserve they deserve to reap the fruit of their labor. Do you understand? But you find very few. I don't know, I've not worked with James before directly, but you find very few producers who make it a thing, who make it a duty to improve the lives of the staff they work with. That's the only problem I have. So I'm not saying you're having it easy, but I'm saying when you make 1 naira, what is the deliberate attempt you are making to say, I'm splitting this and making everybody around me happy?
Yeah.
But what you find out most times, the average producer, this is straight talk, and anybody that disagrees, this is real talk.
Because I'm on this
the
table.
average producer in Nollywood makes, I'm just going to use a random number, I'm not saying this is the figure, makes 10 million, and they don't even want to share 100,000.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. In fact, some producers will tell you, oh, come and help me do this project, I don't have so much money and blah, blah, blah. And you do it, let's see how it goes. And then the project somehow blossoms and there is funds. You can tell, you see the platforms it's gotten on, you see the figures, you hear of the figures. And now, I know people will go, when you hear the figures, it's not true, blah, blah. It may not be true. It may be all hype. But then, okay, it's all hype. And then the following month after you hear the figures, boom, the producer, new range. Boom, the producer from mainland to Lekki. Which is good. But what is the attempt? Which is why I tell talent, guard yourself, be guarded. Get contracts. Get contracts, state what you want. If you're going to do this project for free for this person or pro bono or whatever, this is the percentage I want, blah, 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 blah. Yes, there needs to be a deliberate attempt to improve life. One more thing I'd like to say, I'd like to add to this. I might get into trouble for this, but here we are. So I'm not gonna name names. Now, there are bodies, for lack of a better word, let me use bodies, which is not just one. There are about like 3 of them by my last count. They are responsible for a number of the biggest productions we have in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm talking online and cable TV. Yes, online cable TV. And before I hammer them, let me appreciate them. Because they've employed me a couple times. Yes, okay, now this is not even me kissing us. It's the truth. They have helped Nollywood in their own way. Numbers of projects, employing people and all that and everything. But with some of the projects I have seen them execute, there has been little or no improvement on the lives of the staff that worked in. I mean, for me, I said, how can I be on a project for 1 year or 2 years or 6 months or 10 months and I come out of that project, I am the leading actor.
Yeah.
I am the supporting actor. And at the end of that duration, I cannot even from my fees buy a freaking car. Come on. And these are programs that are being watched everywhere in the continent, outside the continent. And you can tell they are making money. So, which brings me back to, there has to be a deliberate attempt. It's not a case of being, I get it, you want to be a businessman, but there's a limit where you can afford to give this person 10 eggs. I want to use eggs. And it will not affect the 100,000 eggs you are going to get.
Yeah.
Crushing that person to getting just one egg, it doesn't make you a good businessman in my books. No, there has to be a deliberate attempt to improve that life that you're hiring. We don't have that here with this particular platform. Like I said, I appreciate them that they're employing people, they're employing talents.
The platform I know.
You know them. You know the platform. It's not one platform. There are all of them. There are three major. Yes, there are three major. Yeah. So yes, there needs to be that deliberate attempt to say, okay, at the end of the day, when these people are done with this contract,
this is what they need to do.
Can 2-3 producers morph out of these things and say, with my fees, I'm funding a movie project or a series, or I'm buying a car, or I'm improving my life, or I'm taking myself outside the country to do a course for 3 months. You should be able to afford things like that.
Okay, let me say. I mean, this is like truth season, man. Shit, you know. And I appreciate your candidness. We've done 46 minutes, but let me try and glaze through, what you said. So the first thing you mentioned is benefit. What's it called? Making sure that bettering other people's lives.
Yeah.
I think one of the, and I'll say two things that I always use myself. No, let me not use myself. Let me use. I'll talk generally, basically.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that most producers don't do in general is to tell the truth. They give it's called false advertising. And I'll give you an example with some of the people that you've not mentioned, which is people, sometimes when you see a project is being done and they tell you, oh, the project made X amount of money, and everybody's like, oh my God. The truth is, and which is why I said in the beginning that I've started to learn the business of things. The truth is that they are not making any money. It's false advertising. They want you to think they're making money, but the truth is that they're not. Because by the time you start to go into the details of how that money is being spread across, and that's for another episode. I think Femi we've done that episode here. Femi Ogunso, I think that was episode 8 or something, where we went into the details of how those things are being done. Which is false advertising. Now, are these people making any money? Of course they are. But because of how they make the money, they try as much as possible to mitigate their risks. So, for instance, they say, Wole Ojo, come and do this work for us. We'll give you this amount of money. We are not giving you any royalties, because they are not even sure that they are going to make money. So they don't want you to hold them. Do you understand? So if they get a Netflix deal tomorrow and they give them X amount of money, shit, we've made a deal. But I promise you, they're not making it. In fact,
put a cap on it.
The guys who make the money.
Put a cap on it.
Not even.
No, put a cap on it. Sorry to cut you. To cut you. I get it that you are not sure. Yeah. Okay. I spend. We're going to use numbers now. It doesn't mean these are the figures. Say I spend 1 million naira to make a film, and I hired James to be an actor, and he's doing pro bono for me, and blah 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 blah, and he wants a certain percentage, and now I am not sure I am going to make 1 million naira back. Fine, okay, good. And there's a certain amount of profit I would want to make before I even consider giving James whatever percentage. So if I am willing to give James, say 3%, our time, 3%, I can put a cap on it and say, okay, James, before you get 3%, I should have gotten 6 million naira.
Okay, so let me.
So I put a cap on it, so you don't get 3%. Until I hit 6 million.
Yeah, but what I'm even saying is, I hear, like, see this thing you're saying, great, but the issue is because there's no structure, and maybe that's another conversation we'll have offline. Because there's no structure, you can't hope to make. So people have sat down and they've realized that the biggest problem that we have. That's why when people say the biggest problem we have is distribution, is the biggest problem we have is distribution. Because if you can't tell an investor. Give me X amount of money. I promise you that like this. The greatest problem of Nollywood is distribution. If distribution is fixed,
will be good.
An actor can say, "Don't pay me. Give me 10% of the earnings." Robert Downey Jr., and I don't know if this is true. I read it somewhere. He earned 20 million, something million. I don't know if it's even in hundreds of millions of dollars on. I think it was about 260 on Endgame. It's not check. It's after earnings. Do you understand? because there's a structure. They
That's
know
I
that
think that's the same deal Tom Hanks has for Forrest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if I know that if I make this
Got a
movie,
deal.
I'm going to show it in 10,000 screens here, and those they have signature, so it's clear. The only people, and aside, the only people who really make money, and I hope I don't get in trouble because I'm not going to get in trouble, are people who do TV.
Yeah.
Now with TV,
You
I
can
remember somebody
advertise.
told me that TV people earn arm robber salary, crew members, but sometimes not actors. Because there's an actor here, and before you look at me and be like, hey. But the truth is, sometimes not actors, and there's a reason why. I'll give you an example. So when you're doing a long TV show, and you're trying to develop characters, and it's something that people need to evolve as we go along. So if we have somebody like a day player, for instance, remember in TV they give you a budget. This is your budget. They ask you to. This is how you manage. This is it. There are unforeseen circumstances that happen. I don't know how other people do their own TV stuff, but we do something called the forecast, the financial forecast. So this is how we're going to spend our money at the end of the month. But guess what? Something is going to happen. One day, somebody that's supposed to appear 3 times a week is going to have to appear 5 times a week because they feel like this person is a great actor and this is what needs to be done. And you can't bump people's salaries midway. It doesn't work. Now, you have this actor who is earning X amount of money per day. And we're trying to mitigate you and you say, don't come 5 times a day. If you don't come 5 times a week, just leave it at 4 so that I can manage this expectation. But the actor is good, the story is happening, and maybe something happened, one actor didn't come, the person had to come like 7 times. And we are bleeding money, but you have to manage money. Now, are we saying the actors shouldn't earn a lot more? Of course they should. On a project, I heard an actor almost earned $1 million. I didn't mention the actor's name, but moving on. Almost earned $1 million per month, and I didn't say what projects, please. I earned almost $1 million per month because of what he had to do. I guess it was his bargaining power, whatever, and that was great for him. Did you get at some point?
It's not great.
No. I'll tell you.
It's not great
because
money.
you know why I say it's great.
It's not great money.
No, but should I
$1
tell
million naira a month is not great money for an actor.
But should I tell you
it's
why?
not, because that's 10 million naira in 10 months.
Yes.
Taxes.
But think about it.
Expenses.
Let me tell you why.
How much will you save?
No, let me tell you why I think it's great. I'll tell you why I think it's great because there is no standard. Now, remember that we are coming from 50K a month, 100K. I'll soon finish. Don't be honest. 50K a month, 100K a month. Do you understand? And when somebody,
I heard some actors got 150K a month. Like, who, dude? Who signed that contract?
But if you think about it, if you think about it, I'm looking. One day, somebody said to me, I was having a conversation with an actor, and the person said to me, "Oh, it's actually 500K. Please hear me. You know me, I'm always on Twitter. I'm for both sides. I used to be an actor, and I'm a producer. Somebody said to me, it's like, 500K. In fact, I'll give you 2 examples. One actor was complaining to me about fees, and I had a conversation with the actor. 3 years down the line, the actor produced film, and the fee he was complaining, he was paying people lower down. I now said to the person, sir,
But
he now said, producing is not easy. I think you don't know anything. But bottom line, let's move past that. So somebody was complaining to me about fees. I think the person was earning about 500K a month, and I said to the person, I said, look at it this way. Think about it this way. Across the sphere of corporate Nigeria, I'm not comparing.
Yeah,
I'm just
I know where
saying
you're going to
across
with
the
this.
sphere.
I know where you're going.
How many people
Make 500K
earn the money that you earn for doing the things that, like, for doing something they enjoy doing? You come on set, you enjoy being in a role, it's great, and that's it. Now, am I for better pay? Of course, me, I want to earn better pay. This house I live in is not my house, it's rented. I want to build a house, I want to buy a house from a project. I want better pay. But the common enemy is not the producers, nor is it the TV stations or the whatever. The common enemy is distribution.
Sure. Yeah, we agree.
Once distribution is fixed, once we have more numbers, our revenue cap is growing, and more people are investing, it's easier for an actor to say, fuck it, if it's not 5 million for my cameo appearance, I'm not doing, because we know that when you make the money, you're making billions.
I agree with what James has said on this, but we have seen projects that have done the numbers.
Yeah, but those ones are tips, actually.
Yes, we've seen projects that have done the numbers and they just refuse to pay. It's just sad.
Not all of us are great people anyway, but yeah, moving on.
But all you can see is the executives, they are buying houses and they're not even buying houses. Let me just
I cannot comment on that. Anyway, Wale, thank you so much for coming through. It was fun. Real talk, man. Look, at the end of the day, nobody here, we're not pointing fingers or anything. We're just saying that look, we want better lives. I think the most phenomenal thing that you said is let us be better humans.
Yes.
And that's the truth. We all have to think about the other person and think about how we can grow an industry. Today is the last episode. This is not the last episode, man. It's why you're smiling. It's the last episode of season 1.
Yeah.
If you don't drink, I'm going to record another episode.
Yo.
Okay, so I'm Wole says it's not. Jay. Yes, thank you, Jay. You have to come to this side to come and do behind there so that they can see you drinking.
It's a no alcohol day for me.
Yeah, no alcohol.
They call me on the road.
Please, Guinness, come and call him so it can be an alcohol day for him. Thank you. God bless. So, cheers to the end of one season.
Booyah.
Come and fist bump this thing, my friend. You don't want them to see your short knicker.
Fist bump.
Yeah,
Booyah.
Jay, you have to come here and drink it. They have to see you soak it. That's it. So everybody, this Jay, nobody has. I think they've never seen you
So
in
we
the
finally get to
episode.
see Jay.
Hi, people.
Yeah, so this is Jay. Jay's our camera guy.
Teddy, do you know what you're doing with the camera?
Then you don't be showing my ceiling. Just show us. Okay, so cheers to the end of the season and then to a new season coming up. We're taking shots, so go up everything. 1, 2, 3, go.
I took that with spirit. I took that.
It's water, guys. It's water. We drank
What's
water.
up? Please, what's up?
Yeah. All right. See you guys. I will announce when season 2 premieres and the list of guests that we'll have. But thank you so much, Wole. God bless you. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions for Wole or whatever on Instagram or whatever, I'll put his handle on that. You can send me a message. We can reach out to him. But thank you so much for coming. Tenny, thank you for producing 12. No, you don't, because I'm about to do it. Yo. But yeah, Ethan again couldn't be here, but Ethan is saying thank you from wherever he is playing Modern Warfare. It's God that will catch you. God bless. Goodbye and God bless. Peace.
Goodbye, y'all.
I can sleep next week Sunday.
Booyah.